to transition, we're going to spend the next little while. We'll have a break in about 30 minutes, 25 or 30 minutes. We'll be able to spend some time refilling our coffee, our energy, and spend some time with Colonel Sweeney. But we're going to talk about the AXIAM Award. Each of you know about the AXIAM. I know that because there was a tremendous amount of interest. And it's a great segue from leadership perspective. And so, as we pull up the information here with AXIAM, I'd like to invite Stuart Hudson and Marnie Boyd to join me up here. I want to do we met Stuart. Everybody knows Stuart from his presentation yesterday. I want to introduce Marnie Boyd. Marnie is part of the executive team at AgileAssets. She is the vice president for human resources. And we talk about great teams and putting great teams together. A big part of what Marnie does is to help us identify, recruit, and bring people into our team and help us as managers to help develop that team further. So with that, I think we're gonna talk about the AXIAM Award. The AXIAM Award is the AgileAssets Excellence in Infrastructure Asset Management, and we're now going to identify the nominees, the 11 nominees. So, Stuart.
All right. Well, thank you, Joe. I guess need the microphone here. I think this is a great segue from the talk we just heard, talking about leadership, and the award kind of highlights some of the leadership in the industry, the leadership in the agents, what the agencies are doing to bring value with the AgileAssets products. So why should we do this award? Why did we do this award? It's basically so that everybody, I'm sorry, this is the agenda. We're going to talk about why we did the award. We're going to talk about why each of the agencies and the users should enter, and a little bit about the selection process and what criteria we were looking at, and then we're going to go through each of the projects that were submitted briefly, just to give you a little overview of some of the great work that's being done. So why did we do this? Well, what we wanted to highlight the initiative, innovation, and ingenuity of all that's going on out there in the industry, especially using the transportation asset management software that we produce at AgileAssets and that you take and make work for your agencies to do the important work of transportation asset management. And it's always valuable to describe your achievements to your other colleagues, to other peer agencies, and to share those internally and externally to help improve asset management practices. So the AXIAM, we believe, is a way that we can do this kind of in a fun way, give a little recognition to all of the people that are doing such good work and their teams, because I'm sure it's very much of a team effort. So by sharing your projects, you help other agencies and consortia, other entities that are doing asset management to realize and reap the benefits of the AgileAssets products and the value that they can bring to the transportation system. So there's a great value in peer exchange of the best practices across the states. The AXIAM Award is also a good way of getting recognition from the industry that for your stakeholders and for your agencies of what you're doing. So we're always striving to improve our products, services, and one of the ways of doing that is to get feedback of how they're being used. And we get a lot of that with the presentations during the user conference, but this is a way that we can see a little more broadly, very quickly, what a lot of agencies are doing. And it's less about winning the award and much more really about the value and benefits that each of these efforts has brought to you, to your agencies, and to the constituents that you serve. That's really what the award is about. So we had a panel of people, and it was a group. They all read the various submissions, got together, talked about them in great detail, and we looked for achievements, measurability of the value, how that we could actually quantify that, the innovation in some of the things that were done, and the actual value that could be brought to the agency and the constituents. So as Joe mentioned, we had 11 nominations from 8 U.S. state departments of transportation and 1 from the Connect Plus services in the UK. Ohio and New Mexico each submitted 2 entries for this, and which shows a lot of the great work they're doing in those 2 states. And I'm overwhelmed that so many of you responded to the idea and the effort of this award. It's a great feeling to see all of the interest that's coming in. So we're very happy, the 3 of us are very happy to introduce these excellent AXIAM projects to you, and I hope you'll find them engaging and inspirational as we did. I'll ask the person that submitted each of the awards to come up to the stage as we're talking about that. I'm not going to make you speak or say anything, but we do want to recognize all of these with a certificate. So we've had framed certificates put together with each of the presentations. So with that, we'll start with the very first one.
Okay. California Department of Transportation, Zongren. As Zongren's very agile. That was an impressive move there. California Department of Transportation has been using the AgileAssets pavement management system and has built the visualization tool. We call it as VPET. It's a visual project editing tool that greatly facilitates the project selection process. It's a powerful working environment to identify project gaps, overlaps of projects, and justify candidate projects, and then adjust and select the potential projects in a thoughtful manner. This can be used from and in the office. It can also be used in the field. It's instrumental for management briefing or for public education purposes. It's a great addition to the pavement analyst product capabilities to possess to better support the decision-making process for pavement project selection. Congratulations for what you've done in California.
Connect Plus services from the UK. I do not believe there's anyone here from Connect Plus.
Can Tyler come join us? Tyler can accept on behalf of Connect Plus.
Okay, well, there you go. Tyler is our resident working there in Connect Plus services. And this is a little different from what DOTs are. Connect Plus services is a consortia of some large companies that have undertaken a 30-year, £6 billion design, build, finance, and operate project with the M25. It's the ring road around London, about 600 kilometers of high-capacity highways, bridges, tunnels, lighting, all kinds of things like that. So Connect Plus services embraced AgileAssets to advance operational efficiency and strategic decision-making on the London M25 orbital motorway, as they call it. So they developed a safety access feature to log issues and can be used by operations and maintenance teams, inspections and works teams over the 30-year contract period to reduce the risk of accidents. They created a live condition reporting dashboard, removing the need to dedicate resources to manual calculations every 2 years. They developed an automated feature to produce a pavement monthly condition report linked to one of the project's most critical financial risks. producing a detailed 30-year work plan. They're looking out 30 years. And then optimizing the overall expenditure for the management of 40,000 pavement assets. They established a multidisciplinary team across the business to use multiple modules within that. And for them, they are at great risk. They get 6 billion pounds no matter how they end up with what they spend. And they have to meet certain service level criteria on that M25 motorway. So for them, the value is, are we going to make a profit or not? And the less money we spend and still meet those service criteria, the better profit we make, and we're doing right by the public, giving them good, safe transportation. So that's Connect Plus services.
All right, Delaware Department of Transportation, Rhonda Lewis. Rhonda submitted the 2015 DelDOT Pavement Management System enhancements. DelDOT has moved into a new approach using AgileAssets Pavement Analyst that leverages the optimization capabilities for making network and project level decisions. DelDOT can now determine projected network budgetary needs with a reasonable level of confidence, having completed these improvements. Treatment recommendations from the software now provide pavement managers with expected results when doing project level field reviews.
All right. Idaho Transportation Department. And Steve Spoor. Is Steve here? There he is. Idaho Transportation Department regarding their winter automated reporting system, recognized as WARS. This has been a major impact in the industry. It's been well recognized, well received throughout the AASHTO community. The WARS system met the goals of improving data quality, reducing operator input needs, improving winter maintenance management tools, and reducing winter maintenance costs. The system has been deployed for a single winter season, so the total cost savings and benefits are yet to be fully determined. However, pilot studies are showing significant benefit to the people of Idaho. Demonstrated that through the data analysis accompanied by process improvements has resulted in a minimum of 10% savings of the winter operations chemical materials. Congratulations, Idaho Transportation Department.
The Kentucky Transportation Cabinet, and they made significant fleet enhancements. And I want to invite Rick Durham up to receive the certificate, and thank you for your commission submission. Rick, is Rick here? Okay. Someone from Kentucky would come and accept on behalf of the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet. They made enhancements that provided a greater means of reporting fleet operations, but also assisted staff to identify internal deficiencies and where improvements were needed. Enhanced reporting has assisted with identifying higher repair-related issues. Fueling interface will assist with identifying fuel economy and suspect excessive idle issues. And enhanced reporting has provided means to capture real downtime by separating administrative functions with completion and close tasks. So welcome, thank the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet for their submission.
Montana Department of Transportation Safety Information Management System, Patricia Burke. She can come on up. Within 9 months of contract execution, MDT has a working product to complete the benefit cost phase of the 2014 Highway Safety Improvement Program list and begin screening the network for the 2015 list. Included in the software solution are many of the tools that have been developed as part of the MDT road departure study. This allows MDT safety personnel the ability to screen the roadway network and complete reviews of specific locations using the Highway Safety Manual tools and methodologies.
All right. New Mexico Department of Transportation. This is one of the two. This is regarding the use of pavement condition reports to optimize the pavement treatment process. To illustrate the condition of the existing pavement, and who do we see? We have, I think Robert, Bobby's here. Bob's here? Great. Come join us, please, and accept this recognition of the great work being done in New Mexico. To illustrate the condition of the existing pavement and to provide recommended treatments based on existing conditions, the PCR uses the overall condition index called the pavement condition rating and individual distress indices configured in the AgileAssets Pavement Management and Pavement Analyst. By performing a thorough evaluation of the roadway, the pavement distress is addressed in the pavement treatment, thereby ensuring highest return on investment and subsequent longer lasting roadway to the benefit of the people in New Mexico. Thank you very much, New Mexico.
And we have a second one, as I mentioned before, from the New Mexico Department of Transportation. And this one is in the use of the maintenance management system to assist with the decision-making process. And we want to thank Philip Montoya for that submission. And Philip, can you come up here? So by implementing the maintenance and pavement management systems together, they were able to identify the cost and locations of all pavement maintenance, activities that were affecting pavement performance for use in their pavement management system. So implementing the maintenance management system also assisted New Mexico DOT in replacing their old HMMS to continue and improve on the reporting, the costs associated with all the maintenance activities, the work that was accomplished, and all of the benefits in terms of improved level of service that they were providing to the roads. So again, thank you to the New Mexico Department of Transportation.
Ohio Department of Transportation, Dan Caseman. The Planning, Engineering, and Construction module. We have Ohio here. All right.
Darcy, great.
PEC data in fiscal year 2016 enabled ODOT to bill FHWA for approximately $25 million reimbursement for internal planning, engineering, and construction labor used to deliver and administer federally funded construction projects. ODOT districts are currently developing budgets for the delivery of each planned capital construction project. These budgets estimate the hours and costs needed to deliver the project to construction and to administer and inspect the construction. Historical PEC data is used in developing these budgets, and PEC data is also used to compare actual hour and cost to the budgeted hours and costs. These budgets and associated actual delivery costs allow ODOT to measure the cost effectiveness of these important functions. These budgets also allow the districts to effectively manage its internal labor resources and help them in deciding which projects need outsourced to consultants. PEC data is used to calculate direct labor ratio of the planning, engineering, and construction administration employees in their respective cost center departments.
You know, these submissions from the states and the agencies themselves is great. I mean, it's so great to just hear the great things that are happening. I want to also, again, recognize on a second time, Ohio Department of Transportation. Jim Snyder, if you could join us here. Ohio, since the process was implemented and mechanics have been able to focus more, This is regarding the integrated fleet parts ordering / receiving process for ODOT third-party supplier. And this process is implemented, and mechanics have been able to focus more on the equipment than on the procurement. So focusing on the right things and ignoring the immaterial. There is a general sense that the ODOT fleet operations is more reliable and well taken care of than it has in the past. Because this process became more efficient, the program as a whole has gained more acceptance throughout the department, which is a major accomplishment. Thank you, Ohio Department of Transportation.
And last, because in alphabetical order, but not least, is Texas Department of Transportation. And this one I guess I am especially proud of, living here in Austin and trying to get them to implement our pavement management system for 20 years. They finally did it. And I'm very proud of that, and I want to invite Magdi McHale and thank you for your submission, Magdi. The project was finished in a very short time frame, very quick, considering it included major enhancement of developing and updating our GIS module. The system will replace 4 standalone applications, or has replaced 4 standard applications called their mainframe PMIS, Map Zapper, which is how they did their GIS, mapping application, 4-year plans, project software for viewing and accessing raw data is what the Map Zapper was. TxDOT will be able to run scenarios of the 4-year plans to optimize available funds. Previously, the analysis was done by the Center for Transportation Research at the University of Texas on spreadsheets and other separate tools. So this is a big improvement for TxDOT, bringing that analysis in-house so that they can really do an effective job of the analysis. So TxDOT expects a very high cost, a very high benefit associated with this, and a return on their investment that's going to be significant. Since they're managing a $1.9 billion budget, they very conservatively estimated a 1% improvement of $19 million. And I think we're going to hopefully hear from them next year how it was much more than 1%, and that we're looking forward to see how that's progressing the next user conference. So the project was finished in a short time frame, considering it included the major GIS enhancements. So thank you to the Texas Department of Transportation.
I think as you get a chance to ask each of the individuals that came and accepted it, they'll reinforce, I suspect, what Colonel Sweeney mentioned is it's a team. No one person has done this. This is really the agencies, and it's an amazing amount of work. We are going to be announcing the winner of the AXIAM Award tomorrow. We have a particular session for that, and so we hope that you join us for that. There will be further details on the selected projects tomorrow, and the possible, maybe there's a question and answer period of time. So with that, there's also some accolades that each of them will get. So thank you very much to each of the nominations and the effort that you invested, not only in the investment of what you're doing at the agency, but also the nomination process. Thank you to each one of you. And thank you, Stuart, and thank you, Marnie.